Oh, you're joking me. You're joking me. Nah, I have not recorded that whole thing. I just filmed a whole intro and it wasn't recording. So, also, I'm really sorry if the sun is really annoying. It keeps like going behind the clouds and then coming back out. So I'm having to adjust my thing all the time. So I'm sorry. Anyway, so today's video, I am going to be doing a reading vlog of my most anticipated releases of March. So that is 2 books, and that is Just Friends by Hayley Pham and When a Shadow Stays by Sarah Hashem. So I have some bad news. So it's currently the 24th of April. It's a Friday. I need to be posting this video today. I had planned it for today. I still have not received When a Shadow Stays by Sarah Hashem, which is the second book I had planned to read in this vlog. It was supposed to be coming on the 8th of April by Amazon. I've had this book pre-ordered since it was possible to pre-order it, so months. On the app it said it was being delivered on the 8th of April and it said arriving today. The whole day went past, didn't get it, so then I went back on the app, had a look, and it said it wasn't coming until October. So at this point I'm like, what? Like what? Like I'd pre-ordered this book. So I went on Waterstones. Waterstones do not have it. I think it's something to do with the publishing, like just they don't do those books or whatnot. Then I ordered one off of Blackwell's and I was supposed to have it dispatched within a couple of days, and I've heard absolutely nothing from them as well. They took like a £1 pre-ordered one, and then like when it gets dispatched they then take the money from you, and I just haven't heard anything back. So with the video being needing to post today, I'm not going to be able to wait for the book because I don't even know how long it's going to be now. I can't get it online, I can't read it online. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a predicament. I don't know what else to do. So unfortunately this video is just going to be me reading Just Friends. So sorry that this has not turned out the way I wanted it to. Obviously the title of the video will be reading Just Friends, but the intro to this video is introducing 2 books and not 1. But let's actually get into the video now and ignore the part where I talk about the second book. So I've had these pre-ordered for months and the first one finally arrived yesterday. So basically I'm just going to be reading through the books, giving you guys my opinions. It is a non-spoiler vlog, however I do like to share like little quotes and things. Without further ado, let's talk about the first book. But yesterday was the 12th of March and that was officially the release of Just Friends by Hayley Pham in the UK. So this is the book. I really like the cover. I think the colours are really cute. There's also like some illustrations in the books. The dedication also is so sweet. It says, "For Ryan, who made my life a romance book before I discovered them." Just a little backstory, if you guys do not know who Hayley Pham is, she is a YouTuber who makes a lot of book content, and she decided to write her own book and publish it. There has been a lot of mixed opinions on Hayley Pham releasing a book. One, because she's a YouTuber and people say that not every YouTuber should think that they can write a book. For me personally, I really don't care. Like, I think we can all do whatever the hell we want to. And I think regardless of whether you're a YouTuber or not, most booktubers enjoy reading, and so a lot of people will enjoy writing as well. And if you want to write a book, then like, so what? Like, I really don't, like, if it's bad, it's bad. Second of all, there was a lot of things going on about how because she's a really popular booktuber, her book has immediately been like traditionally published, if that's the right term. Again, I don't see the issue. I think if you have like a fan base already and then you're bringing out a product, you're automatically going to promote it, and like your fans are automatically going to pre-order and help you out, which is exactly what I did. I have been watching Hayley Pham for years. I love her content personally. I really enjoy her takes on what she reads and whatnot, and I like her style of videos. So when she said she was writing a book, I was like, yeah, of course I'll give it a read. Like, everyone can, make a TikTok, make an Instagram and use it to like promote writing their book and get some fans and supporters. Like, anyone can do that. So I don't see the issue with Hayley Pham having a large fan base and that helping her book. Like, she's worked hard for that YouTube channel, and her fan base, and this is where it's got her. So I don't see the issue. That's my personal opinion. If you guys have yours and they're different to mine, that's perfectly okay. This is a non-judgment space. Another thing is when this book got released as an arc to certain influencers, there was a few reviews that got a lot of attention due to what they said about the writing and, you know, everything going on with this book. Hayley Pham has made it known that she has a lot of inspiration from Emily Henry, and you know, you can kind of sort of get the vibes with it, especially with the plot line, it being like a second chance friends to lovers. It's similar to You and Me on Vacation. But again, everyone takes inspiration from somewhere, and as long as it's not like a copy and paste, like I don't really, again, see the issue with it. But yeah, so I'm going into this with absolutely zero bias. Even though I do like Hayley Pham as a YouTuber, we're going to now see her as an author, and that's what I'm going to be judging it on alone. We're going to start actually reading this. Little update for you all. I am on page 66 of Just Friends, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Why is everyone and the mum decided to come upstairs and try to do this? So this is following Blair, and she is the daughter of a single mom. Unfortunately, their dad is not present in their life, and she has gone back to her hometown in Seabrook because her great aunt Lottie is unfortunately sick. She goes to a cafe, a coffee shop, and she goes to get a part-time job there, and there she meets a guy called Declan, who happens to be her ex-best friend of 17 years. I think it's 17 years, I might be wrong, but it's a lot of years. So there was this accident that happened where their friendship ended. They've been friends since 5 years old, through high school, college, all that. And then suddenly this accident happened and they no longer speak. I don't know who stopped speaking to who. We don't know what the accident is. That's all you've kind of got for now, and it's obviously building up to that story. I'm pretty certain he obviously got hurt during the accident, and he was aiming to go to professional American football, and so I'm assuming he got injured in the accident and that caused some tension between the friendship perhaps, but that's just my guess at the moment. Anyway, she goes to this coffee shop, she ends up getting the role, and now she's at this coffee shop stuck with her ex-best friend, and it's very tense and awkward. So that's where I'm at right now, and there's little flashbacks going back to their previous years of being friends. So we see glimpses of their friendship in the past and little glimpses of a romantic sort of connection building as well. So it's very similar to You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry, which obviously, as I said previously, she does take inspiration from Emily Henry, and I think you can definitely see that. It's definitely not copied, she has her own writing style, she obviously has her own plot, her own characters, but I can see where the inspiration came from. I read You and Me on Vacation not too long ago, so it most probably, just because I've read them so close together as well, it seems a little bit more familiar. Just want to say, I pre-ordered this book, so I didn't realise, but it's actually the first printing of the book. There was a really cute dedication on the front to people who pre-ordered and got the first set. I've made a few notes as I've gone along to talk to you about, so we're going to go through those now. At the start, I was a little bit worried just because there was a few things that I most probably wouldn't have put in, that feeling is personified in my stomach right now. Personally for me, I don't, it doesn't sound right to me, but I can get where she's coming from, but I most people wouldn't have used that way of saying it. And then another one is I have to yield to a conglomerate of pedestrians almost every 10 feet. Again, I feel like conglomerate, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It's just not really a word I would put in that. Other than that, there was maybe a few other things where I was getting used to the writing, and I was worried I wasn't really going to have a good flow with it. But then after the first chapter, I was loving it, and I think it has a good flow to it. I like the dialogue. I like the way she describes things. Obviously I'm not a master at freaking writing or anything, so I can't really critique too much, but I'm enjoying reading it. And then another thing I have noted down is a quote. But doesn't love go both ways? What is love if not the desire to be there during someone's lowest moments? What use does it have if we refuse to let the people closest to us share in our suffering when it matters most? And then just like another few like little cute moments. She mentions that her favourite latte when they were in school was a marshmallow latte because it was like cozy and it was different, but none of the coffee shops like ever sold it. And then he has a marshmallow syrup and hands her the marshmallow latte. Like, I think that's so cute because he remembers and he literally got that because of her. So, you know, clearly feelings are not gone. Okay, why don't you stay up? Oh. I am on page 159 of Just Friends, and so I just thought I'd give you another update. I am really into this. Like, I feel like I've really gotten into the flow of it now. I want to keep reading. I think the chemistry so far between Blair and Declan is really good. Like, it's tense, but I can also see hints of like longing for each other, for the past they shared, for like the moments they've lost and the friendship they've lost and the relationship they've lost. You can definitely see that. I really like the way Hayley Pham like writes her descriptions of the setting and the characters. The cottage is a single-storey home tucked between cypress trees, lavender bushes, and grass that looks as fluffy as a baby lamb. You wouldn't notice the quaint house if you weren't paying attention. It seemed like an afterthought in comparison to the whimsical landscaping. I wouldn't be shocked if fairies flew out and started tending to the land. I feel like if you like the setting and the setting is described well, you can really like immerse yourself within the story. So I love that about the book. A lot of books do this more now, but if you can see, the text messages are like actual messages. The book has a heavy topic of grief within it, but I really love how it's described. Personally, I'm very fortunate to not have lost anyone, so I haven't really felt an immense like grief like this. But I think for anyone who has, it could be very like touching. So this is the quote that I really liked. It was strange. The most important person in your world could die, and then you slipped on your shoes and went to work the next day. Life moves on as usual. You stand there and ask customers what milk they want in their coffee, and they just tell you. They don't pause and say, "Oh wow, are you doing all right? Can you believe what just happened?" Because they don't know. They can't see it on you, can't tell by the look on your face. What feels obvious to you is invisible to them. I don't know the story behind anyone coming in here either, I realise. If it's the coffee they'll drink before they propose to the love of their life, or if it's the first latte they've bought since their loved one died. The world has carried on as if the axes of my life wasn't bent and thrown away. So yeah, I think that gives you a real good idea of kind of her writing style. I'm going to continue reading with you right now, so it'll be kind of like live reactions if anything happens. I think we're at a point now where the relationship between Declan and Blair is kind of building up, and they're starting to think more about their past and the accident that happened. Again, we still don't know what the accident was, but you can tell they're starting to touch on it a little bit more. Some dude called Calvin just did the most cheesiest pickup line I've ever heard. Go away, we don't want Calvin. I don't think that was the right thing to say. I think she just like deadass just broke his heart. It wasn't anything mean, she just like made an offhand comment, and I think he was obviously wanting her to be like, No, stay for me. Oh yeah, he's defo heartbroken. Declan just like slyly brought up Calvin and the number. He's definitely jealous. You can definitely see, I think, that, you know, they're longing for each other, but I think he's obviously trying to ignore his feelings. She's most probably trying to ignore her feelings, but eventually, you know, it's gonna collide. It's gonna work. Oh, it's getting real now, guys. It is getting real. Ooh. So, we are on page 197, chapter 17. I am going to put this down for a second because I'm going out with my boyfriend to Costa. He's going to do some work and I'm going to do some reading. I will see you guys when I see you. So since the last time you saw me, I'm now on page 278. So we are we are so close to finishing. Basically what's kind of going on now is, without spoiling it, things are looking better. It's still a bit tense. They're kind of working things out between them. Obviously, like, this relationship is still new to them, so they're like working out that. Blair is still going through a lot of grief and, you know, inner turmoil and stuff with whether she's moving to New York or staying in Seabrook and whatnot. So there's all these like difficult kind of emotions going on as they're trying to work things out. And then we're just kind of coming to another little blip because a character in it decided to be a bumhole, quite frankly, and has ruined it. So that's where we're at. That was so cute. I'm not gonna read out this quote because it's kind of a big part of the ending, so I don't want to spoil it, but it was very cute. I'll just say that. Very, very cute. I finished like the main book, and I'm just gonna like read. So here it says, turn the page for an exclusive behind the scenes annotated chapter by Hayley Pham. So I'm just gonna read through that. Finally, I finished. It only took me like 3 days to read this. I really enjoyed it, and when I did sit down and read it, I was able to just read and read and read without really getting bored. I am giving this a 3.75. It is very, very specific, but it's just how I feel. I think anything over a 3 is obviously a good rating. I think one thing for me is, like I said when I first started reading this book, I'm not massive on second chance romance or friends to lovers romance. So starting like straight off the bat, it's not something I would like usually pick up. I enjoyed the flashbacks going to and between the past and the present because you got a look into their friendship and then into the present moment and kind of how this all happened. I don't know actually whether this is a YA or if it's considered new adult. From like when I've read it, the writing and the themes and whatnot, there's deep themes with it being like heavy around grief. However, it's definitely not new adult as in like spice or anything like that. It's a very like sweet friendship into relationship. It's definitely nothing like crazy intense or like, I don't know how to explain it, but like I think you'll know what I mean. Like you can definitely see that it's not a super intense crazy romance. It was more like a sweet summer cutesy romance, if that's what if you're getting what I'm trying to say. I do think I prefer a bit more of a like intense romance, some spice. I don't really like a lot of smut, to be honest. I much prefer like a slow burn and more like focusing on the romance and stuff. I'm not like crazy into smut, but I think I do prefer like when there is at least like one scene like at the very end or something. That again, I think is just preference. Like it's nothing against her book because it's just the genre and obviously she didn't want to write smut. I will say one thing that kind of annoyed me was the like third act breakup or whatever was miscommunication, which a lot of people aren't a big fan of, and I can't say it's my favourite either. Again, just preference. But I feel like it could have been more easily resolved. Like, I don't know if it was my favourite kind of breakup resolution sort of thing. And also Blair kind of annoyed me slightly because when she's like confronted with something, she runs away from it. So like, she had an argument with Declan, she would run away, and then like she'd have another argument with Declan and she would run away, and that kind of frustrated me a little bit. Like, I guess people do obviously react in different ways and handle things differently. I couldn't relate to the way she was like dealing with it, I suppose. So that was like a little bit of frustrating. Lots of positives, a few little critiques maybe, and things I would have liked differently. Yeah, and again, I just want to say I love the cover. I loved like the little extra little bits, and the illustrations within the book was a really cute touch as well. To officially add it to the library, I have my book embosser. I'm sorry if this clip is a little bit dull. The sun is slowly going down, so I'm kind of losing lighting, but just bear with. Cute. I've added it to my journal. And then the book bingo, I have gone with debut novel. That's like the prompt we've ticked off. On my yearly hopefuls, this book was a part of it. Right here we have Just Friends, so that has been ticked off on the list, and I will be back with you tomorrow when I tab the book. Okay, so I'm going to be tabbing Just Friends. So I've already found some markers that I think match the cover like exactly. These are the zebra midliners. It matches like so well. So we're going to be using them. So we have a lot of tabs to look through. I'm basically just going to look through and like find a colour that I really like. And sometimes I'll tab as I go. If there's like a lot of quotes coming up, if there's not so many and they're a bit more few and far between, like this one for example, then I will tab afterwards. So I think I'm going to do the orange for romance and then this pink for like others. Since this isn't romance, I'm going to do it in the pink colour. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to use this orange one and I'm just going to add some like cute little stars around it. I don't do this on every quote, but like just to add like a little cute thing. Okay, so this is a romance quote, so I'm going to be using the orange tab instead of the pink. And just to add like a little something, I'm going to do like a wavy line instead of a straight line. I started doing this and I think it's quite fun and like makes the annotations look quite cute. And then I do not like when my tabs are over the page like tons. Like, it really annoys me when they're sticking out a lot, so I literally do like the tiniest bit over the edge. It's like hardly even over the edge, so then when you close it, it's very, very subtle, but it's there. So this is it finished, and as you can see, like they are barely like hanging out because I don't like them when they do that. So thank you guys all for watching this video. Again, I'm very sorry that Where No Shadow Stays is not included in this video. I'm really disappointed. I really wanted to read it. I've been really excited to read it as I've had it pre-ordered for months. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happened with Amazon and whatnot. I'm going to try and get in touch with Blackwell's and see if I can figure out where that book is that I ordered. But yeah, so I will see you in the next video.